The southeast is on fire as we speak, especially Nnewi. We know that Ifeanyi Ubah will be buried on the 22nd of November 2024. That is on Friday. So there's a video which I cannot show on YouTube where the allegations is that army got to a junction in Nnewi and two people were dropped. Two people were dropped dead. This is on the eve of Ifeanyi Ubah's burial. And you know that Ifeanyi Ubah will be buried in Nnewi. And looking at the tension in the southeast, especially in Nnewi, we are looking forward to a way whereby things will not get out of hand in that state. The Senate president said that no matter the threats, that they are going to get to Nnewi and honor the burial of their own person, which is Senator Ifeanyi Ubah. Now, looking at the whole scenario, we see that anytime we talk about insecurity, the government have a hand in it. That is clear. That is simple and short. Because there is no way that we'll just have all of a sudden people being killed in Nnewi after the speech of the Senate President Akpabio. We know when Akpabio was governor of Akwa Ibom, we know what he did with the executive power he had. We know what politicians can do with the executive power they have. They can do and undo. When Akpabio was governor, he killed anybody that any opposition, anybody that stood against him. Politicians are like that. Take a look at Mascot, the House of Rep members, that said he was going to make the boat driver disappear. Just all those little confrontation, he's already contemplating, the lawmaker is already contemplating to make the boat driver disappear. That tells you a lot about Nigerian politicians and what they can do. So if the witch cried yesterday night, which is Akpabio, and the child died this morning, which is the killing in Nnewi, then what have we to say? What should we say? Should we not say that there is a connection between what Akpabio said during Ifeanyi Ubah's night of tribute to what is happening in Nnewi? That's a strong message to the Igbo people. Like I said in my former broadcast, I said, if you are going to have this kind of approach, what if you, with all the military might, all the police might, all the powers you have, you take Ifeanyi Ubah straight to Nnewi and bury the guy? What if after 5, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, and somebody decides that, well, we don't want this guy, we don't want his corpse here, and they plan and they go and do something else to Ifeanyi Ubah's grave? The only thing you need to do is that you need to appease the people. Appease the people. And look at what Okorocha said. That is one of the things that the people are expecting. The release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. As we speak today, so many reports about the Southeast not being safe. The Southeast is like this. People are being killed in the Southeast. This one, that one. Nobody's focusing on the North. Let's leave Northern Nigeria. We are focused on the Southeast. So whatever that is happening now, we are going to give that responsibility to the government to deal with whatever that is happening. The people have spoken their mind. They say they don't want, people are saying, we don't want Ifeanyi Ubah. Some people are in support of Ifeanyi Ubah being buried in Nnewi. Family, friends, associates, of course, what do you expect? But the greater number of people do not want Ifeanyi Ubah to be buried in Anambra State. They can take him to the west or to Abuja. Yes, that is a place. These are the people that he's loyal to. These are the people that he has his allegiance to. I have said it over and over again that the Fulani oligarchy, the Fulani influence on Igbo politicians, they are massive. The Fulani influence on Igbo politicians, very, very massive. An Igbo politician, if he gets to Abuja, you see that he somehow becomes cold. He just transforms and changes. I don't know what happens. Because most of these politicians, they have secret dealings. They have secret dealings. If you want to join politics in Nigeria, you have to get to a secret meeting where you do some things secretly. And they know why they are doing their things secretly, because they are doing something evil against the people. The Southeast on fire is not acceptable by Southeasterners. We don't want any further incursion or any further insecurity created by the government from senators coming into Aligbo. The target, according to the report, is not the senators. The target is that Ifeanyi Ubah should not be buried. That is a clear message. Should not be buried in the Southeast. The government is bringing force into this whole thing. Samuel Ekpa has said that he doesn't have a hand. He's not concerned about what is going to happen with Ifeanyi Ubah. He's not concerned. But the people have spoken and they are saying such. So let's see what happens. Nnewi is on fire. 2 people killed. We don't know how many more to go. Soldiers, always soldiers. They have a reputation of wherever they go, they drop somebody dead, especially in the Southeast. You see how they are being engaged in the North. You see how they ambushed soldiers in the North and killed. And most times, these things are happening to civilians. Nobody is going to say anything. Civilians are being killed. Nobody is going to say anything. When some young men in the Southeast were being killed and manhandled by Buhari's government, when IPOB has not gone this rogue, they were being killed, hundreds of them, the disappearance here and there. All of a sudden, you are arrested, you are tagged IPOB, you are taken because of one flimsy excuse or the other. Until this guy said, okay, we are using placards, you are killing us. Why don't we defend ourselves? And they started defending themselves. You see what is happening today. The same thing with Boko Haram. The same thing with Boko Haram. Boko Haram were just normal sect. One riot here, another riot there, until the intervention of Nigerian security agencies, the way they handled the case. They killed one Yusuf. After the killing of that Yusuf, Boko Haram now went rogue on the country. The same thing happening to the IPOB. So we don't want further creation of insecurity by the Nigerian government via the senators. The senators that are coming to Nigeria. I've explained to you the mindset of an average Nigerian politician. Ordinary House of Rep member is threatening to off somebody. Not to talk of someone who's a senator that has. Have you seen the Esther quotes of these politicians? They are living like kings. They are living like gods. They are living like they are beyond human beings. You see them moving with convoys, and they think they can do and undo. It gets to their mind that they can do and undo. Ifeanyi Ubah remains rejected. Whether the federal government is going to bury him in the Southeast. See, when the people have rejected somebody, they have rejected you, no matter what. That's why the government cannot, the policies of the government does not work, will not work. No matter how they assemble their best brains, whoever they bring together, it doesn't work at the end of the day, because the people are not with you. The security in the Southeast will not make everybody run away from the Southeast. You cannot turn the Southeast to Somalia. You cannot bring insecurity to the Southeast and expect us to run away, or stop people from coming back to invest in the Southeast, or stop people from coming back to do one or two things in their motherland. Those that are in the diaspora wishing to come back, when they hear this sort of news, they are discouraged. They are afraid of coming back because the insecurity there, who knows? The politicians are keeping quiet. The governors are keeping quiet. Alex Otti came out and said that it is opposition politicians that are causing the insecurity in the Southeast. He has said it. The president is keeping quiet. He's not saying anything. Not saying anything. Not saying anything. He's in the G20. He's saying he's speaking for. He's selling Nigeria to the world. He said there is insecurity, but in the Southeast, Abacha has said it. 24 hours or 48 hours, whichever way they are quoting that quote. If the insecurity persists in any system, the government has a hand in it. Nobody is saying anything. Now civilians are being killed. But when we hear of the other way around, like the way Boko Haram killed soldiers, all of a sudden we become so emotional about soldiers. But the people that are supposed to be protected, all the checkpoints in the Southeast meant to take money from passers-by, causing more fear, putting more fear in the hearts of people not to come back. But no matter what happens, we are not going to back down from going to build the Southeast. I will talk about another thing about Seyi Tinubu as governor of Lagos State. But yet, 2 times Soludo have said it. Alex Oti has said it, that the people that are causing insecurity in the Southeast, they are opposition politicians. They are necessarily politicians. And these politicians, they must have approval from the government before they look at Ifeanyi Ubah with his security detail, the security outfit he created. What do you expect? He must have approval from the government. So the government knows. Nobody would tell me that the government does not know who and who that are perpetrating the evil that we have been experiencing of late in the Southeast. Nobody would tell me that. Nobody would tell me that. Now let's move over to the Lagos State indigenous youth. So, Coalition of Nigerian Youth Leaders is an umbrella body of youth groups drawn across 6 geopolitical zones. These are the ones that endorsed Seyi Tinubu as governor for Lagos. There are 2 different groups now. The Coalition of Nigerian Youth Leaders, an umbrella body of youth groups drawn across 6 geopolitical zones, on Tuesday endorsed Seyi Tinubu for governor in Lagos. Yes. Now, another group have come out. They call themselves the Coalition of Lagos Indigenous Youth. Now, they have rejected the recent endorsement of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's son, Seyi, as Lagos State Governor. That statement, the first statement, was jointly issued. The first statement by the Coalition of Nigerian Youth Leaders, CONIL. It was issued in Owerri by the President General of that group, Comrade Goodluck Ibem, the Secretary, Comrade Junad Abubakar, and the Public Relations Officer, Comrade Inyobong Samson, and Publicity Secretary, Comrade Adeyemo Adewale. The body said it arrived at the resolution following a recent enlarged meeting of its leaders. So, the 6 geopolitical zones are rejecting, as saying we want Seyi Tinubu as Lagos State Governor. Now, the indigenous body in Lagos, Coalition of Lagos Indigenous Youth, have rejected Tinubu's son to be governor of Lagos State. Now, looking at this projection, I don't know what disqualifies Seyi Tinubu from becoming Lagos State Governor. Whatever that will disqualify Seyi Tinubu from becoming Lagos State Governor, they should tell us why they are rejecting Bola Ahmed Tinubu's son as Lagos State Governor. Is it because they see it as a family thing? If the father is the president, the mother is the first lady, then the son is now governor of Lagos State. Is it against the constitution, or does Seyi Tinubu not? Don't they have the right to become a governor because his father is president? Let's look at the logic. You know one thing why I don't rate the Yoruba Runu and the conservatives? I've said it, I will repeat, I will continue to say that before Tinubu became president, look at some of the activities. Some of these people that are pushing this conservatism of a thing, Runu of a thing, they never spoke about it. It was during Tinubu's presidency, most of them started behaving as if they loved the Yoruba people and pushing an agenda of the APC. Now, let us play the agenda together. Now, Tinubu's son will be governor of Lagos. You are saying no. Why? Why? When Tinubu held sway in Lagos for over 20-something years, you were applauding him. The child, Yaloja, the wife, Senate, for how many years? The guy, after being governor, he was having his people put in all sectors. He literally controlled the state. The family run the state. His allies run the state. And you clap for him. Now, it is Seyi Tinubu as governor of Lagos State. You are telling us that we don't want any family this, any family that. You are not serious. Number 2, because he's married to a supposed Igbo lady. I think she's half Lebanese or half Igbo. The mother is Igbo and from Anambra. That's why some of these people are saying Seyi Tinubu cannot be governor of Lagos State. The politics that the Yoruba boys and when I say APC Runu, I know the people I'm talking to and conservatives. These are people that are running an ambition of Tinubu and his boys in Lagos. They are being prepped to say our local Yoruba this and that, pushing tribal whatever in Lagos, because that's the kind of politics Tinubu has been playing. It is reflecting on the national scale, the urbanization of all the posts. So that is the way they roll, the way they run their thing. So nothing is going to stop Seyi Tinubu for becoming Lagos State governor. They know these ones that just came out and say we are a coalition of Lagos indigenes, whatever. Who rates you? Nobody rates you. If when the wife became senator for how many times, and the daughter becomes the lodger, what did the coalition of Lagos indigenous youth, what did they do? Even indigenes in Lagos, are they giving preference when it comes to power? Are they in charge of Lagos? The Lagos indigenes, not the ones that come from Osun, Oyo, Ekiti, and the likes. The Lagos indigenes, do they have a say in the activities of governance in Lagos? Not talk of everything. So when a Yoruba Rono starts talking and they're having this conversation about conservatism, I just see it as hypocrisy. I'm not against you having to preserve your land culture. It is one of the best things you can do, because our culture cannot go extinct. The same way I'm talking about our Igbo, my Igbo brothers. You cannot be a big man and all you know is to drink palm wine, offense salah and all have you, and you are not doing anything to preserve your culture. Your language is going extinct. Your people can't speak your language. Your language is not global, it's not recognized globally. It's only the people that take it, that travel to other countries, but as a course of study, it's not recognized in that aspect compared to Hausa and Yoruba. So what are you a big man for? Just come and you drink wine, you have big stomach, and they call you Igwe and Odogu. Odogu for what? Because you can spray money. I'm not against you can, but don't push a political agenda of a particular people that don't send the Yoruba cause. It's about themselves. So if they don't burn anybody where I will stop Seyi Tinubu from becoming governor. If Baba says it, there's no force, because everybody is captured in Lagos. Everybody is captured. You have no say of your own. You cannot stand and withstand the status quo. The powers that be, you cannot stand and withstand the powers that be. You know why? Because there are other opposition waiting to see the fight in APC, whether it's in Lagos State or whatever. So they'll be afraid of the opposition taking over power. That's why whatever Tinubu says, they will meet up, and all these ones they are doing, they are just doing out of let's just be sending our message small. Let them hear. We don't want father president to murder first lady Pikin, your Lodger General of Amajiri of Nigeria, and the son now Lagos State. My question is if he has what it takes to be popular, because that's the kind of politics people play. If you can be popular enough, if you can pull any strings enough, let him be Lagos State governor. There's nothing bad in that. He has not committed a crime. So you will see the kind of thing you support will come back to you. I've said it, after Tinubu's 8 years, the way some of these Yoruba Runus and Yoruba Kashivites, Yoruba conservatives will be treated in Nigeria, they will be treated as terrorists. They are even calling them a terrorist organization, spoiling the goodwill of the Yoruba people, the Oluwabi ethics of the Yoruba people. These guys are just rubbishing it with their way of thinking, with their way of doing things. I'm not supporting Igbos to come to Lagos and start misbehaving. Igbos should take whatever they can do and go back to the southeast and start developing the southeast. That's what I'm for. Lagos belongs to Yorubas. Anybody that doesn't like it should conform to the laws of the land. Is it not abomination that you leave your land, your God-given land, your ancestral land, and you are going to drag on that? So I'm not interested in whether that's why I support liberal. What kind of constitution are you practicing? It's not liberal democracy. It's not democracy. Am I the inventor of democracy? So if you have a constitution that you need to practice democracy, how is it my fault? So if some Yorubas are practicing democracy, how is it their fault? If you want to practice your conservatism, it's not possible. There's a limit to which you can practice it. If not, you create animosity amongst tribes, and it could lead to physical confrontation. And there's one thing about physical confrontation, is that if it gets beyond hand, it turns to something else. It can get to a civil war or ethnic rivalry, which will lead to deaths, and it won't be good. Nigeria is way more divided that if just little thing that happens, there's a physical confrontation between one group or the other group, it might lead to spiral into something else. That is what the Yoruba Ronu and conservatives, they don't know their limit, they are moving forward. If you are supporting Tinubu, accept whatever you get from him. I've said it over and over again. You think that this man can rescue Nigeria. You have never seen anything yet. The propaganda and the excuses, you have never seen anything yet. The outing at the G20 summit says a lot. Have you not witnessed? I don't know. Sometimes I ask God, why did you bring me to this part of the country? Why do I have to share the space with this some kind of human beings and the way they reason? Some people, they intentionally do what they are doing because of money, because of they have brought them over. They because of money, they think like mad people, stupid people. Because of money, they sell whatever they sell themselves. They sell all what they have because of money. Tinubu is your next governor. See, there are 3 people I'm looking at. Gbajabiamila. 3 people I'm looking at. 2027. Gbajabiamila, Tinubu, Abike Dabiri. There's one other guy, but I don't think that guy is popular enough to pull the strings. Obasa will not be governor of Lagos State. Obasa will not be, because he will not get the support. He might get the support of Ronu and the conservatives, but when it comes to the general, the policies will be played. So, Tinubu, your next governor, embrace it, or you go and look for one transformer, hang on that transformer and start shouting no, or go and embrace and hug transformer. If you are against the choice, if Tinubu says it is, let me see who will come out, because that's the kind of elections you do, APC do. Elections that does not have the thumbprint on the stamp of the people. They use the institution of power. That is their structure. They use their structure, police, judiciary, INEC, to put themselves in power, and some people hail them. Now it's happening to you, and you're expecting us to look at you. If it happens and Igbo lady becomes the first lady of Lagos State, you can go and hug transformer if that one happens. Since you people are not looking at humanity, you are looking at this one, that one.